There are three different kinds of maintenance alimony or spousal support in New York. One is interim. During the pendency of the divorce negotiation or litigation, one spouse might need support from the other, and that is one way in which maintenance can be awarded. Once you're talking about post-divorce maintenance, it could be durational or it could be permanent. It is very, very unlikely that permanent maintenance will be awarded if both people are reasonably healthy. If you have someone who has a debilitating disease and there are not enough assets to throw off a sufficient income for that person, then it is possible, again, not necessarily likely, but possible that what's called permanent lifetime maintenance will be awarded. The overwhelming likelihood if maintenance is awarded is that it's durational. It lasts a period of time. There are some advisory guidelines in the statute as to how long it should last based on the length of the marriage. Durational maintenance, which is supposed to be awarded until the recipient spouse becomes self-supporting, is the most likely kind of maintenance to be awarded if maintenance is awarded at all. Awarding of maintenance or determination as to how much maintenance is going to be awarded is kind of a complicated question in New York. First of all, there's a formula, and the formula goes into effect up to a cap on the payer's income. And the cap changes every couple of years based on the consumer price index, inflation. And so that's the first step that's taken. If there's income over that, and one person says, well, I need more than that because our income, our combined income is well over the cap, and based on our lifestyle and the style of living that we have lived as a married couple and as a family, I should get more. Then a court turns to a number of factors. And the factors in the statute are things like the length of the marriage, the ability of the paying spouse to pay, and the need of the recipient spouse to receive that. It's really an effort to come up with something that seems fair to the court under the circumstances. It's quite challenging to change a maintenance amount after the divorce is finalized. If a judge has made a decision as to how much maintenance it is and for how long, then somebody needs to show a substantial change of circumstances. A substantial change of circumstances, really, that's not your fault. So it could be that somebody lost their job and that wasn't anticipated that they would. But if they quit their job, that's not a substantial change in circumstances. If you've signed a settlement agreement, as almost everybody does, then you need to show extraordinary hardship. So a payer might need to show that he or she has lost their job and spent down their assets. They would also need to show that they've made every effort they possibly can to get a new job to replace that income and have failed. There is no cap on the total amount of maintenance that can be paid or on the length that it can be paid, although it is likely not to be lifetime. There are some really important considerations to keep in mind, however. Maintenance is supposed to be in place to allow the recipient spouse to become self-supporting. And if a court determines that that person could be self-supporting right now if he or she chose, then that court might impute income to the spouse who's not actually making any money right now. So if I quit my job last week and now I'm saying, well, I need maintenance, or I have a high level of education and I'm asking for maintenance, that is going to be considered in the total amount of maintenance I get, if I get it at all. If you have any questions about how maintenance or alimony works in New York, please do not hesitate to contact us at Miller Law.